become way too complex. And the complexity of our world has also been complicated by some wicked problems. But in the midst of all of this, we must realize that all of the issues that we face, from terrorism to pandemics to climatic issues and political issues, are all consequences of our choices and decisions, both as a people and a society. And the truth is, the problem in every generation belongs to people in that generation. And the world only moves forward as individuals rise up to take responsibility for the problems they meet in society. Now, this is what we do at every Session Leadership Agenda Summit. Committed and hungry change seekers gather to learn, to connect, and to collaborate on solving some of the world's biggest issues, beginning with the local environment to continental level and, of course, global level. Now, in November 2021, we're going to be in Pretoria, South Africa for the 2021 edition, in-person edition of Leadership Agenda Summit. And I'm calling on you to be a part of this movement, to redefine the philosophy of leadership in the world. So people must understand that while those in high office must do what they must do, it is ultimately the choices and the decisions of individuals to make a difference in society that determines the outcomes we have as a people. So I'm calling on you to be a part of the movement to set a new philosophy of leadership in the world as we gather in Pretoria in November 2021. And I'm calling on you to be a part of this, whether as an individual, as a corporate organization, or as a government. You have details on the screen right now that can help you contact us, because until we rise up as a people and make decisions as a people to change the narrative of our society, our world will continue to spiral out of control. We have the power within us to make a difference. We can make a difference when we try. I'm calling on you to join us. Be a part of change. Be a part of the movement to transform the world and bring in a new day. Join us in Pretoria, South Africa, by 2021, and be a part of the solution of the world.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Apostle Steve Sughrim. It's an honor and a pleasure to be part of this forum and to just bring my experience and knowledge to the forefront for the ministry, the body of Christ, what's going on in this world. It's been very, very intriguing to be part of various platforms and sharing some of the years of experience. So for many of you that don't know me, my name is Apostle Steve Sughrim, and I have been in this space now for many, many years. Awesome. I'm back. Great. Um, Wonderful, wonderful. So, like I was saying, my name is Steve Sughrim, and I've been in this space of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology for many years. I'll just give you a backdrop, just so you understand a little bit about my background And there's, and why this is a industry that I apologize. There was a few technical difficulties here being troubleshoot. So for me, it's been really it's been for me. It's been very it was an eye opener. Let's just put it out. I was trying to find the right words for what I want to share, and understanding where this space is going. This global platform here, which allows one to share what it be their experience or share their knowledge or just bring an awareness. I look at it as a way to just bring an awareness to the ministry and to the body of Christ and to the global communities. Because, see, we often hear about a wealth transfer. We often hear that people perish for lack of knowledge. But if we truly stop to think about those, uh, whether it be Bible phrases or it be just comments or it just be one sharing, from their heart, and we dissect it and we look at global activities, we look at various resets in this world, we look at paradigm shifts, if you will, that takes place on this earth, and we have to look at technology and we have to look at what are the shifts, when are the shifts, and how do we position ourselves to capitalize on the shifts. You see, for me, being in this space, I've always been one to continually seek God for direction, continually, align myself spiritually to get a spiritual download of what is yet to come, like a Joseph that foresaw, what was going to come in the future. So God prepared him for that famine that was to take place upon the earth in preparation for it. So when we align ourselves, okay, we're going to talk about blockchain technology and we're going to talk about cryptocurrency here in a minute. But we have to understand, while it sounds great, okay, and we hear about cryptocurrency and we hear about blockchain technology and it sounds exciting, and now we're hearing about Bitcoin and all these different altcoins and everything that's going on in the world. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to just break it down for you. But what I want to do first is just lay the foundation to understand the space and to really understand what's happening in the world and understand when I say a paradigm shift, what a paradigm shift really means and how does that have a direct impact on you and I and our future and our children and grandchildren and great grands. How is this going to impact their future, and are we prepared, or are we preparing so this way we're not left behind or become a victim of change because we're not paying attention to what's going on the global scene, what's going on with this whole currently, what I call a global financial crisis, right? When we look at the events of our world today and what's going on with the pandemic and everything, and how it's caused everyone to pay attention to certain industries and pay attention to what's going on in the affairs of this world when it comes to finances, the affairs of this world when it comes to leadership, when it comes to understanding how to prepare a people group, how to prepare your churches, how to prepare communities, how to just preparation. Because preparation is one of these things where we tend to lose focus on. The great Les Brown said he would rather be prepared and not get an opportunity than to get an opportunity and not be prepared. See, and it's very important. So when we see this reset taking place that happens every so often in this world, we have to pay attention and we have to do our own due diligence to get information, to study the industries, get our own knowledge. We can't blame anyone, all right, but ourselves, right? His people perish for lack of knowledge. So getting the knowledge is important. So I share that just to lay part of the foundation. So let's go back to share a little bit about myself and why I'm passionate about this industry and why I'm passionate about really bringing this awareness out there and why I'm passionate about empowering people, okay, in general, empowering people so this way they can make wise decisions. Because remember, if you have the knowledge, you have a greater understanding. Therefore, you can make a wiser decision in everything you do. So for me, I have been blessed with many opportunities. My first opportunity, I come from the corporate world, and in 2010, in my heart, I wanted to start a unique network marketing company, and God dropped an amazing concept in my spirit that we launched and generated about a little over 4 million in 3 years with that company. It was truly a blessing. But I watched lives change, transform globally. Why? Because we were paying out about $1,000 in commission. And when you take 1,000 US dollars and convert it in your whatever local currency in whichever country, it was a lot of money. But what it did for me, it opened my eyes to global transformation and truly the statement of being blessed to be a blessing. So when we look at this whole industry of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, we see a blessing in disguise, but we've got to see it, right? Remember, it's in disguise. So we've got to recognize it. We've got to undisguise it, and then we've got to apply it. So in 2015, I was called upon by a colleague that was launching a platform powered by Bitcoin. It was a crowdfunded platform, and he asked if I would help him. Sure, I said, because I had heard about Bitcoin in 2010, but I was busy building my company, so did not do anything with it. So when I jumped in the whole industry, I wasn't, Bitcoin was exciting. I mean, it was like $350 at that time in early 2015. Um, but what I was more curious about was the technology. Okay, the technology behind what's driving Bitcoin, because I'm always curious, right? Curiosity is what have opened many doors. Unfortunately, curiosity also gets people in trouble, right? Because they're being curious about the wrong things. But when I dove into blockchain technology and understanding the technology behind cryptocurrency, the light bulb went off for me back in 2015. And I said, wow, this is the future. This is going to shift the way we do business. This is going to shift industries, governments. I saw it. I literally saw it. And 2016, I was sharing and I was talking to people, I'll do speeches, and I'll say, listen, right now is the time to accumulate as much Bitcoin as humanly possible, because the value will go up. Now, this is while it was still under $1,000, right? But I remember when it hit $1,000, Bitcoin, everyone was celebrated or excited. They were just like, wow, oh my God, Bitcoin just hit 1,000, right? Because remember, it was like a fraction of a penny all the way up to 300, 500. And we watched it literally, go to 600, 700, 800. And at that time, on Coin Market Cap, there was probably just over 700 different cryptos on the market. And Bitcoin just hit 1,000. But then we saw what happened in 2017 with the boom. I mean, instant millionaires overnight. I kid you not. Multi-billionaires was created in this space. And that was the first wave, okay, of millionaires and billionaires being created overnight in this whole crypto space. Now, for me personally, God gave me an amazing concept of an ecosystem and tokenizing the ecosystem. So I was talking this language in 2016 about tokenization and ecosystems and building systems and unique infrastructures where we can tokenize and gamify. And I'm talking this language, right? No one else was talking. There was a few, maybe one or two different companies started talking that language. And I was way before my time. Again, you get a spiritual download from heaven, right? He's showing you what's about to come in the future so we can prepare ourselves. And it truly was a blessing, because at that time, I had bought like XRP for a fraction of a penny, and I watched it go to 310. I think I probably invested like $50, right, in XRP. That grew to $80,000. I mean, from like literally 2016 to 2017. So this is what I'm talking about. Instant billionaires, instant millionaires are being created in this space now. And folks, we are in the second wave. We're going to talk about blockchain technology and we're going to talk about cryptocurrency. Okay, I'll get there. But I want to give you really a solid foundation, okay, something for you to really think about what's going on in this space and why it's very important to pay attention to blockchain. Okay, now when I jumped into that whole I just immersed myself in just understanding. And when I, in 2017, started sharing and talking and developing, matter of fact, I have 2 patents on a concept of app, how we could literally use tokenization, how we could use building local communities and incentivize it with good, right? Because we know there's good and evil in this world. But let's look at good. How could we take cryptocurrency, okay, and monetize it? How could we take cryptocurrency and create a community where it's acts of kindness? We reward people for doing good, right? Again, it's all a mindset. It's all utilizing the innovation and creativity to do good and create opportunities for good and acts of kindness in this case. So I have two patents on this concept right now. Basically, I'll share a little bit about that concept. So it was taking a local community, let's say, for example, clean the park, let's say help an elderly, let's say whatever it may be, right? We say, hey, we're going to we're going to tokenize, but we need 50 volunteers to come. We're going to give you 100 of our tokens. We had an app actually, which already had a wallet in it. Now, remember, this is in early 2017. No one was talking about this. Matter of fact, here in the US, the government hadn't even figured out how to regulate cryptocurrency. I mean, the IRS was trying to figure out how to make sure that the citizens are paying taxes. The SEC was trying to figure out, okay, what's a capital gain, what's not. So it was just this gray area, and they were trying to figure it out. Legal counsel told me just put the whole project in halt because right now there's no way to regulate. So, and I did. But you see, this is how advanced I was in my thinking process, what God had blessed me with. But fast forward today, it's the norm. Everyone's talking about tokenization, talking about ecosystems, they're talking about there's so much going on in this space, right? So, so fast forward today. So why am I sharing this as a backdrop? Because I want to give you one more example to think about, okay, about where we're headed and why it's important for each one of you that's watching this broadcast right now to pay close attention, okay? Pay really close attention to the space of blockchain technology. Pay close attention to the space of cryptocurrency, right? So I'll give you a simple example to lay the foundation for you guys to really think about this. So think back of, I often share this, just to give that example. Think back of the internet, okay? Many of you may have remembered, maybe some of you don't remember, some of you might be too young to remember, but when the internet was first introduced, and I could clearly, it's so vivid in my mind where I was. I remember having here, it's called Radio Shack, a big old Radio Shack computer. I remember the monitor in the back was like, it was like this wide, right? The back from the little screen was like more frame than there was screen way back in the day. But I remember sitting at my desk way back then. I'm like, wow, this World Wide Web thing, it's like, wow. And they were talking about websites and all this. And I'm like, okay, I wonder how much it costs to build a website. And I would make some inquiries. The at that time, websites, web developers were charging like 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. And this is what's so cool about it. Looking back now, because it was so new and only just a handful of experts in the space that was providing, is the whole being experts in the space was it was like a commodity, really. It really was. But that was the going rate for building a website, anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000. Build a website. Today, we could literally just build it for free, right? There's many platforms we drag and drop. So you see how we have advanced. But my point being is this: if you think back at that time, and I remember, and I shared this before, where news anchors on different platforms would talk about it, and they would make joke of it, and they would say, "Hey, have you heard about this new thing called the WWW? What is that? Like World Wide Web? What? Something about your brick and mortar business would be in cyberspace?" And they would joke about it. Ha ha ha! Who's ever heard? Oh man, that's so far in the future. Nobody's going to catch on to that, right? And then they were talking about emails, and they were talking about what is this electronic mail thing where we're gonna write our letters, like, and then somehow it's gonna float into cyberspace. How's that gonna work? And they were making fun of it, right? But that was then. It was so new that no one really understood it. But the ones who were curious and said, "Wow, email." But here's some trivia for you guys. Uh, I don't know if you can remember which service provided the first free email. The first free email. There was two of them that came out. One was a paid, you had to pay for the service to get the email. The other one came out with a free email. Well, here, I'll answer it for you. America Online, if you guys remember that company, you had to pay for your email then, right? So they found a way to monetize it. And then Microsoft came out with Hotmail. It was free. But do you guys realize the inventor of emails was a guy from India who tried to sell that technology to the government of India, and they rejected it because they really couldn't see the future of it. But guess who saw the future of it? Bill Gates, exactly. And he bought it. I think he paid something like 400,000 at that time for well, that technology for email, which now we know, of course, as Hotmail, right? But it was sold to them. But here's the point I'm making, right? So all of a sudden, everything shift, right? While they were making fun about it, here, fast forward today, it's the norm. That's how you and I communicate. Hey, what's your email? What's your website? That's it, right? That's how we communicate. What's your Facebook? Social profiling. It's the norm today, but it wasn't back then, you see. So why am I laying that out as a foundation for what I'm going to talk about in blockchain technology and cryptocurrency? I'll give you one more example. So if you go back and for the ones who could remember this now, I often talk about Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and 3.0. Okay, so we were in an era called Web 1.0, and that was where data mining, right? Data mining. But IBM was one of the biggest provider. They data mined. They had huge machines, right? These big old bulky machines and taking up a whole floor of office building to store data. That was Web 1.0. Web 1.2, then everything started transitioning into the cloud. And we start talking about cloud computing, right? And everything, Facebook was born, Google was born, everything was stored in the cloud. And now, folks, we have entered into what we call Web 3.0. That's decentralized computing. It's blockchain technology. It's blockchain technology. And this is the new paradigm shift that's taking place. Okay. No longer are they talking about coins and they're talking about tokens and how we tokenize. And we've entered this era now of tokenization. We've entered this era of how can we build on the blockchain? And what is blockchain, right? What is cryptocurrency? What is tokens? And I'll give you simple examples. I'm not going to get into the technology and all that. Okay. I want first for you to get the understanding. That's the key. Okay. Get the understanding of where this industry is headed and what it means for you, your future, and your family's future. Okay. And even your business and even your ministry. Okay. The future of it. Again, it's the knowledge, and that's what's going to set you free. The knowledge will set you up for success. The knowledge will put you in a position to truly, 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 truly create wealth. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's about wealth creation. Okay, the wealth is there. We hear messages about the transference of wealth. Folks, it's right before our eyes. It's before us. Are we paying attention? Are we putting our hands out that wealth can be transferred to us? You see what I'm saying? Something's got to be transferred. It's like a relay race, right? You've got the guy running to reach his partner so he can give him that baton, but he's got to be like paying attention and in position to grab that baton and keep running to win the race. If he's not paying attention, he's going to miss it. And guess what? That team's going to lose the race. And you don't want to be on the losing side. You want to be on the winning side when it comes to blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. Okay. So we are in an era now, Web 3.0, decentralized computing. Now, Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all. Okay. And they laid the foundation, they created technology. Okay. If we go back, say back to 2017, and I'll give you some trivia so you understand why there's so many different cryptocurrency on the market. There's probably, I think there's over 9,000 now, right? From when I started in the industry with just a little over 700 cryptocurrencies, there's over 9,000. And folks, not all of them are developed equally. Some of them have a purpose, some don't. They're just there. It's a money game. They run an ICO, initial coin offering, they grab the money and they disappear. Okay. So you have to be very careful. Now, is this space still viable? Absolutely. Whether it be in the cryptocurrency space and finding the right altcoin is what we call it. And what all that means is alternative coin. Anything that's not a Bitcoin is an alternative coin, right? That's all the way from Ethereum to everything else that's out there. Now, there's a lot of new tokens are being launched, a lot of new coins being launched, okay, a fraction of a penny. So the key is reading the white paper and understanding, does it solve a problem? Okay, and that's the first thing you need to understand in cryptocurrency is read their white paper. What problems are they solving? If they're not solving a problem, right, then run. Don't even buy it. Because think about it. What's the use you have in your possession or electronic wallet, 10 million tokens of whichever, tokens, but of no value. Why? Because you can't exchange it for anything, right? It's not usable. What are you going? How are you going to spend it? How are you going to liquidate that crypto, right? It's no good. It looks good. You open up your screen, open up your wallet. Wow, I got $10 million worth of this token, right? What are you going to do with it? See, so reading the white paper and understanding, is it solving a problem? So that's the first key in understanding whether crypto is not. So part of what I do is we help look at what are the upcoming cryptos, what are the where's the market shifting, which one is solving problems, and why are they solving the problems? You see, so we have to look at these specifics when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency. Now we know Bitcoin is the granddaddy. They set the stage. The technology is there. Okay, but let me share this with you. So when Bitcoin was first launched, uh, for the ones who understand this, and for the ones who don't, I'm going to explain something. So there's what you call when a transaction takes place with Bitcoin, there's a hash ID. That's like the identifier. That's like a reference number on the blockchain, right? So I'm going to show you how both of them link together. So back in 2015, okay, going into 2017, when you made a transaction with Bitcoin, it would take 5 to 7 seconds, right, for one transaction to go through. Now, not bad. You might think, okay, I'm making one transaction. 5 to 7 seconds is not bad, right? And you're absolutely right. But what now when a million people is trying to make a transaction, but yet it's still 5 to 7 transactions? It took a long time, folks. You do the math, right? Five to 7 seconds, okay, for one transaction, and then you multiply that by 60 minutes, right? So 1 second. Well, actually, yeah. So you multiply 60 seconds, right, to 1 minute, and you multiply 60 minutes to 1 hour, and you multiply that in a day. It took a long time. Okay, 20 minutes. All right, I got 20 more minutes, so let me rush this for you guys. But if you want to see more, hear more, just go to stevesughrim.me, and I'll be able to share more with you. Okay, but I do want people to get this information. It's very important to understand what I'm sharing with you, because this is going to pave the way for your future and understand what I'm telling you. So um, Bitcoin transaction was very slow, and this is why many other coins presented itself on the market. Okay, and so the Ethereum was the second that launched, and it was much faster. Okay, so the transactions were moving much faster, so we can get multiple transaction pushing through the blockchain. Okay, so that's the cryptocurrency part of it, where there's many different cryptos. Let's see what else I want to share with you with the time I have left here, because I do want to talk about blockchain as well. So in looking for good crypto, like I said, just read the white paper, understand are they solving a problem? Are they where's the price point at it? What's the projected price point? And right now, there's still a great opportunity within this space. Okay, boy, I got so much to share, but let me try and condense what I want to share with you guys. But we'll have another session. I get passionate about this. Why? Because it empowers people, and I want to empower everyone to understand where these industries are going. And I want to give you the knowledge, and I want to give you the information. I want to give you the tool and the resources so you can be successful, so you can truly inherit the wealth that's truly ours, promised by God, because we're to live in dominion. Okay, we're to live in dominion, and dominion. We have to think about what that means. Living a dominion lifestyle. What does that really mean? Okay, and we, God's people, it's time we take control. It's time we take dominion and understanding this industry of cryptocurrency, understanding this industry of blockchain technology. I can talk about the technology. What good is me talking about technology and all this, right? When you need the basics, you just need what is it and how do I start, right? With Bitcoin, we're talking about, well, okay, so great. What is Bitcoin? How do I liquidate Bitcoin? Well, what does that all mean, right? We need the understanding of how to open up a wallet. We need to understand how do we liquidate it? What is some of the sources or resources to liquidate? How do we pay our bills, right? These are the things that we need to understand. Okay, so the technology is there. So we don't have to even question the technology. It's there. It's transforming. Government's already shifting, guys. The banking system's already shifting. Everything is shifting. The world is shifting in that direction. Let's talk about blockchain technology. What is a blockchain? Okay, I'm gonna condense this because my time is almost up. Okay, what is a blockchain? Think about it this way: a block, right? I don't have a Rubik. If I had a Rubik cube, I could show you, but you guys know the Rubik. It's a block. So in this block, okay, it's a ledger. So it's a public ledger. So there's so many ledgers in a block, right? So let's just say, for example, there's 10,000 ledgers, right? And what is a ledger? It's like an invoice. It's like a transaction. These type of things. So you got to say 10,000 in a block. Once the block is filled, it's filled, right? So now a new block is created, and now new ledgers are stored on the blockchain, right? But it's chained together. So you got two blocks chained together. Why? So this way, there's a reference point from one block to the block to the next, the next. So if you go on the internet now and go to any one of the blockchain ledger platforms, you'll see you can literally click a wallet address and click and click and click, and you can trace where the crypto is flowing through the blockchain, right? So it's like a chain reaction, if you will. So that's what a blockchain is, and what it does, it allows you to create what you call smart contracts. And all the smart contracts is the exact same. A smart contract is the ledger that's on the blockchain that's connected to a token or a coin, right? So that's kind of like the simplified version I can give you. I don't want to give you technology because that it'll go like this, and sounds great, but I want to give you the fundamentals. I want to give you the basics so you get a greater understanding of the purpose, but get a greater understanding how you can utilize it, how can you benefit, how could you lay the foundation for the future to capitalize on this. Folks, let me tell you one more thing about blockchain technology. Okay, that's 20 minutes. I'm just checking my time here because I know I got time's going here. Okay, so blockchain technology. Now, we talked about crypto, okay? We already know millions of people around the world are becoming incredibly wealthy. Listen, guys, we need to shift our mindset from making money to riches to start thinking wealth, because this is the era we are in, folks. We are in an era where the heavens are open. The windows of heaven is open. Listen to me. The windows of heaven is open. And if window is open, okay, windows are open, you got to be standing above it in order to receive what's coming through that, right? The windows are open. And right now, we've heard the word wealth throughout generations, but we truly are living in a generation where the wealth is flowing. And if you don't position yourself, that wealth transfer I'm talking about, if you don't position yourself to be a benefactor, a recipient of that wealth, it'll pass you by, okay? And right now, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, yes, there's a lot of people making money right now in the crypto space, but here's one space a lot of people have neglected: blockchain technology. Right now, there are companies that are developing on the blockchain, and that's the secret weapon right there, guys. This is the next secret: blockchain technology. The companies that are innovating, that are building, creating on the blockchain, those are the companies you look for. And that's where the next true wealth is going to flow. And people are going to miss it. They're going to miss it. Okay. But one thing, just so you know, okay, is I want each one of you to do your due diligence, guys. Truly, do your due diligence and study. Just get an understanding what's going on so you don't miss out. Churches, organizations, nonprofit organizations, listen, get the knowledge, okay? Most of you are there. I know you have congregations. A lot of you thrive and survive by donations and tithes and offerings. And I get that, okay? But what if you take your congregation, you take your organization, and you help them understand, get the knowledge of what's going on as a group, right? We empower each other. Think about it. Isn't it about the body of Christ? Isn't it about the kingdom? Right? Isn't the wealth for the kingdom wealth with purpose? See, when I talk about wealth, I talk about wealth with purpose. So we have to pay attention. My time is almost up, But folks, I just get on the net, okay? Steve Sughrim, I saw just went through there. We're going to be coming out with a lot of information, basics, walking you through step by step. How do you acquire? You know what you acquire. We're working on a prepaid crypto debit card. I'm excited to launch that so folks can have a way to liquidate. We're working on our academy. There's several things we're working on that I want to bless you with, because knowledge is power. That's what we hear, and that's true. However, applied knowledge is true power. So we can have all the information in the world. If we don't apply it, what good is it, right? We're information wealthy, we're knowledge wealthy, but where does the true wealth come? From application, applying that knowledge and positioning ourselves to be benefactors. Okay, well, with that, I believe my time is up. So, Dr. Rubin, I will turn it over to you, sir.
Our world has become way too complex, and the complexity of our world has also been complicated by some wicked problems. But in the midst of all of this, we must realize that all of the issues that we face, from terrorism to pandemics to climatic issues and political issues, are all consequences of our choices and decisions, both as a people and a society. And the truth is, the problem in every generation belongs to people in that generation. And the world only moves forward as individuals rise up to take responsibility for the problems they meet in society. Now, this is what we do at every Session Leadership Agenda Summit. Committed and hungry change seekers gather to learn, to connect, and to collaborate on solving some of the world's biggest issues, beginning with the local environment to continental level and of course global level. Now, in November 2021, we're going to be in Pretoria, South Africa for the 2021 edition, in-person edition of Leadership Agenda Summit. And I'm calling on you to be a part of this movement, to redefine the philosophy of leadership in the world. So people must understand that while those in high office must do what they must do, it is ultimately the choices and the decisions of individuals to make a difference in society that determines the outcomes we have as a people. So I'm calling on you to be a part of the movement to set a new philosophy of leadership in the world as we gather in Pretoria in November 2021. And I'm calling on you to be a part of this, whether as an individual, as a corporate organization, or as a government. You have details on the screen right now that can help you contact us, because until we rise up as a people and make decisions as a people to change the narrative of our society, our world will continue to spiral out of control. We have the power within us to make a difference. We can make a difference when we try. I'm calling on you to join us. Be a part of change. Be a part of the movement to transform the world and bring in a new day. Sometimes it falls on a generation to be great, to change the story of their kinsmen, to make a difference. It is unto this generation of Africans that such demand of destiny has fallen. We must rise today to bring prosperity to our people, not just through politics, but by every one of us taking the responsibility of leadership, by owning the problems in Africa and solving them. That's how we fix this continent.